Hi guys and gals, welcome back to the channel. This is Amy Katz Colors. In this video, we are doing all things Spacetember 2025. I will be participating in the Spacetember coloring tag. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Amy. I enjoy adult coloring and sharing information relative to that hobby with you all, my lovely viewers. Spacetember is a pretty exciting event that was started in 2024 and is continuing into this year, hosted by Soraya Colors. And she is on YouTube and on Instagram. There are a number of challenges, hashtags, and other activities related to Spacetember. But essentially it's, celebrating space and space themes, galaxy, and coloring things that are related to that theme in the month of September. Hence Spacetember. So I did participate in the coloring tag last year. So if you're interested, check out, and I will put a link in the description to that video. Actually, some of my answers haven't changed, but I'm still going to go through the questions. There is a new question for this year. But that was a very good video. I actually watched it the other day and was like, oh, it's a pretty decent video. And but anyway, you can check that one out. There are 10 questions, again, listed in the description of the video associated with the coloring tag that I'm going to go through, and a few things that I'm going to be sharing with you in the video. But with that, let's get started. This tag is open to any and all who would like to participate. And you can do that by creating your own video or by answering questions in the comments section. Please be sure, if you are participating, to tag Soraya Colors so that she can see your answers. All right. Okay. Hope you all are doing well. Let's go ahead and get started. So, question number 1 is, what is your favorite memory related to space? And I have a couple things. So one is that I'm in Virginia in the US and live relatively close to Washington, D.C. and have been fortunate enough to visit the Air and Space Museum. It's about a 2-hour drive from where we live, and went many times growing up as a child. And so I have really good memories of that. It's a really nice museum. I have taken my kids. It has been a while since we've gone. We should definitely go back. But I have some good memories of that. I also went to the Houston Space Center. I was traveling for work and was in Texas several years ago, and we went to that museum as well. It was amazing, and had a really great time there. So both of my memories are tied to museums, some pretty awesome museums related to space. Number 2 is, what is your favorite space movie? Now, for those of you who do not know, I am a Star Wars nut, I would say. My husband and I love Star Wars. I grew up watching the original trilogy. So I grew up watching the original set or trilogy of Star Wars movies. So episodes 4, 5, and 6. They are my favorite. And to be even more specific, my favorite Star Wars movie of all time is The Empire Strikes Back. But I am a fan of the series and all things Star Wars. Here's one of my books. I have a few different Star Wars coloring books, actually. I'm gonna eventually work up my collection to the point where I do even a separate Star Wars video, coloring video, I think, where I share a collection and completed pages. I'm not quite there yet. It's not entirely enough to share, but anyway, love Star Wars. And in my previous Spacetember coloring tag video, I also did some honorable mentions of some other movies, but so those still kind of hold true. Guardians of the Galaxy is a great series from Marvel, Disney Marvel. If you haven't checked that out, that's probably my next favorite. Number 3 is, what is your favorite space-themed TV series? Now, this one was a little bit harder for me to answer because I don't really have that many TV series that are space-themed. But now, what I can say as in more recent history, that because Star Wars has transitioned into TV with the Disney Plus, that I'm a fan of The Mandalorian and Andor. I have watched most of the different series that are out, even the animated ones too. But those are my favorite in terms of Star Wars TV. And then from my childhood, I'd say probably the only thing that I could think of is the Jetsons. And I did watch those and really enjoyed them. The other thing that I used to love, that my husband and I have recently started to rewatch from the beginning, that's sort of kind of related to space, is the X-Files. I say that because they are investigating, so the mysterious and unknown, and sometimes those things are related to aliens and outer space. But everything takes place on Earth, I think, if I remember correctly, for X-Files. Yeah. But the truth is out there, right? That is the quote. Okay. The next question is number 4, favorite space coloring book or page. So I don't really have a standalone space coloring book. I do have several Star Wars coloring books, as I mentioned, and I have many books that contain at least one or more pages that are space themed. That being said, my favorite, it's hard to have a favorite, so let me just say that. I have tied to question number 6, which is, what is your favorite colored space page? There were going to be a few things I was going to show you that I've colored last year for Spacetember and that I colored this year in a Star Wars book. But yeah, I'm interested in some of the space-themed coloring books. I just don't own any. And I don't own Alien Worlds from Kirby. I love Kirby, fantastic illustrator, Filipino, but I don't have all of his books. So, and that's not one that I have. Number 5 is, what are your favorite supplies to color space? So I've got a few things I was going to share with you. One thing that I really enjoyed using last year is this Folk Art Glitterific acrylic paint. And this is in the shade or color Purple Violet, and it comes in a variety of different combinations of color glitter. And it is kind of goopy. It's on the thicker side. But I applied this to a page that I'm going to share in a little bit, and it was really fun. It was really cool for space, I think. The other thing that I'm a huge fan of is using stencils in my coloring, and I have this set here of 12 different star stencils that are perfect for coloring space and Spacetember. And they are just from Amazon. And I've used these a lot. Well, a lot. I have used a few of these different ones and different pages as like a background to add, to jazz it up a little bit, add something a little special. So I really like this, especially because I don't like to freehand a lot of stuff. Not because I can't, I don't know. I think it's like the perfectionist in me. Like I want it to be like so precise and exact. That's why I like gravitate towards like stencils and stamps, stamp markers. I also have like a stamp that has stars on it. Of course, all the mediums, I mean, I don't know that I favor one over another. It just depends on the paper and what I'm coloring as far as what I'm going to use. For Spacetember though, I also like to add some stickers. So I have Star Wars stickers, but for Spacetember, I had purchased these last year, and this is just a set of stickers from the Dollar Tree. Space sparkle stickers that I can add to a page when I've completed it for Spacetember. These are really cute. And then this was another pack that had been opened that had a couple different sheets with some space themed stickers. I also have page flags from the Dollar Tree. They don't work very well. They're not super sticky. But I got these last year, Journey Through the Stars. And there's like crescent moon. And these are real pretty. This year I picked up from Dollar Tree this set of sticky notes that I was going to use to mark my pages for the month of September, Spacetember. And then I like that they're bigger and you can write like if it's a hashtag or buddy color or something like that. So yeah, those are kind of the things that I pull out for Spacetember. In terms of supplies, the next question is back to the favorite colored pages. So yeah, I don't know about favorite, but I'm going to share a few things that I have done. So this is Star Wars Darth Vader and Family Coloring Book, illustrated by Jeffrey Brown. This is the coloring book. He also has some children's books that he's illustrated that are super cute as well. And I did one in here earlier this year for Star Wars Day. See my little sticky note. And it is this one of Darth Vader on the ship with little Leia and Luke. And it's like the library. So, and I added, this is confetti that I've glued down on the page to give it something a little special. This is a glitter acrylic paint pen, I believe. And then this is a metallic acrylic paint for the floor. I also used Jelly Roll glaze on portions of Darth Vader to make him look super shiny, and then I used some alcohol marker on the books and for the skin. But I really like how that one turned out, and it was a lot of fun. This is a really cute book if you haven't seen it. And funny. It's really cute. Okay. So then one that I colored for Spacetember last year was in this book here, Tiny Cats from Cocowayo. This is a project book that I'm doing with my daughter, and I did this one last year of cats in space. And this is one where I use the Folk Art Glitterific Fine glitter paint. And I also use Distress inks, a couple different colors in the background. I use glossy accents, use metallic gel pen, just regular gel pen, and based everything with the Ohuhu alcohol marker here. There are several pages in here that would be suitable for Spacetember that have some planets or stars or something like that. My daughter and I are going to be doing this one this year. So I haven't done mine yet, but I still have another week and a half approximately to get this done. So we will definitely be doing that. And then just one more that I was going to share in this video is a page that I did in this book here, Mystical World from Coco Wyo. Again, there are, I think, a couple different pages in here that would be good for Spacetember. Last year I completed this one of, it's like I did like a monochromatic yellow. And I just love the way it turned out. It really didn't take a lot of time. It's all alcohol marker with a little bit of pencil shading, would have been Prismacolor. And that's it. And I think just how I used the colors and kind of balanced them across the page just made it look really good. There is a slight bit of glitter gel pen dots on there that should show up a little bit, teensy tiny bit, but I just really I really liked this one, how it turned out. So yeah, I thought I'd share it again. Oh, the horns are also gold glitter gel pen. So there's that one. Other pages, my favorite whip, I can't remember if I've shared this one before or not, but this is, I think, the oldest book that I have that is Star Wars in my collection, and it's The Art of Coloring Star Wars, hardback. I have a whip in here that I never finished, and I probably should. I really like. It's this one of Princess Leia, Slave Leia from Return of the Jedi. And this is a while ago. Didn't really know much about anything having to do with coloring and shading and all that, but it looks pretty good, and it's really almost finished. So I should probably finish it. I do have, like, I think a mandala in here that is finished. Right here. And then I have another whip that I started back in May of this year that I'm going to finish as a part of the altered page situation challenge for Spacetember, because I think this is a perfect book to do that in, because there's some of the wallpaper or repeating pages in here. Oh, that's one that my daughter and I did back in 2019. But they're not all, like, there's a couple, I know I hadn't even, there you go. So, like, there's a couple that are like this, that are the wallpaper pages that I thought I could use to do some type of altering. Let's get to the next question, is number 7. What do you love most about the space theme? So for me, I like, for space, I think you can be super creative with your colors. I love quote unquote traditional galaxy colors of the pinks, purples, and blues paired on like a black background. I love stars. So that's the other thing too. And I also think it's just super fun to find pages, and I think it's easy to find pages. You don't have to necessarily have a space book to find a page or kind of like relate the page back to space. Seems pretty accessible, if that makes sense. All right. Number 8 is, what is your favorite space quote? So I had shared last year my favorite quotes. I mean, it hasn't changed really. I thought those were smart choices. And I had said, because I love Disney, Buzz Lightyear, To Infinity and Beyond. And P.S., like, that's a good point too. Like, if you're into Disney but don't have a lot of space stuff, you could always just pull out some of your like Toy Story or Disney, Buzz Lightyear, anything like that, and color. And that would be like on theme. So yeah, To Infinity and Beyond, love that one. My son loved Buzz Lightyear. When he was little, he dressed up as Buzz Lightyear like 2 Halloweens in a row, I think. It's super cute. And we would watch Toy Story like it was that age where we were watching it like every day for 3 months or something like that. It was crazy. But yeah, To Infinity and Beyond. And also, like, there's a ton of Star Wars quotes. I had said, never tell me the odds from Han Solo, but, you know, there are so many good quotes and one-liners from Star Wars. The next question is number 9. Would you travel in a spaceship? My answer has not changed, and that's a hard no. Fear of the unknown, of heights, all of it. I don't like flying on an airplane. And I know that statistically it's much safer than driving. I get all that. It doesn't matter. I don't like it. Yeah, so I don't like flying. I get a lot of anxiety. It stresses me out. And I'm damn near close to not liking driving even anymore. I'm a pretty anxious person now. Didn't used to be, but it's something that's kind of changed for me in the past few years. So definitely have zero interest of going to space. It's not on my bucket list, okay? There's a new question. The last question, number 10, is what do you like most about Spacetember? So now that it's kind of like a well-established, structured event, which, by the way, again, thanks to our host, Soraya. She does a fantastic job. There's a lot that goes into it. It looks like there's just so much about it, and it makes it really cool. For me, I think it's a neat opportunity to bring together the community, the coloring community, to color together, to color to a theme. And it's not something that is, I guess with certain holidays you might not have, it might not be as inclusive, or the seasons may not be as inclusive, but like space, I feel like is, it's kind of general and it's in a lot of the books. There are books that are dedicated to it, and I think it's just a really fun, it's a fun theme that lends itself well to creativity and imagination. So I personally, what I like about it is all the different like challenges and things that, like watching other people's or seeing other people's completed pages for September. So yeah, so those are the 10 questions. Again, this is an open coloring tag to the community. Feel free to participate. Make sure that you are tagging Soraya Colors so that she can check out your answers to the questions. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. We are more than halfway into Spacetember at this point, September. But there is some time left and it's not too late. For me, it's interesting because like I love fall and Halloween. Typically this would be the time of year that I would start to color some of those things, but and I will, I think, everything just kind of comes up so much more quicker than I want to believe. And so I pumped the brakes a little bit. We have pulled down all of our Halloween decorations and are starting to decorate for Halloween, but I probably do a couple more space themed colorings, and then definitely gear up for some fall and Halloween. And I'll be coloring that for a while. So anyhow, again, don't forget to check out my 2024 Spacetember coloring video. I'll have the link in the description. If you have any questions or I failed to include some bit of information or links to anything, as always, please feel to reach out, leave me a comment. I'm happy to help to get you what you need. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and I will hope to see you soon, everybody. Happy coloring. Bye. Happy Spacetember too. Bye.